Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Kamen Rider Ryuki. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay. So, alright, gonna try for something a little different. Well, I mean, not really, but you know, I'm gonna try for an action pose. Let's see, we'll do this like down, something like this, and I'm trying to get his arm, mainly his arm in here, like the gauntlet thing that he's got on his arm. That's kind of what I'm going for the most. And then after that, we're going to concentrate on positioning and that kind of stuff. So I'm having kind of jumping, kind of flying, and we'll see where we go with it. Okay, so yeah, mainly I just try to get the pose down, and then I'll worry about whether it's placed correctly. But yeah, I want to get his little fist in there. Or his little gauntlet. Yeah, like I said, I'm just repeating myself at this point, right? Am I right, folks? Am I right? Alright, for this other arm, what can we do? A little jumping? Yeah, let's do that. A little raised up. Coming up this way. Something like that. Let's close it in a little bit closer. There we go. How about we do another fist? Yeah, because he's kind of jumping. So we'll do kind of another fist like this. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, kind of almost like a strongman look, you know, kind of showing his guns as he's jumping through the air. Okay, so let me get some detail in on this. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to do his mask. Like, I want to do those lines, but they're so tiny, I kind of have to figure out whether I've got the room to do it. Find a good picture of his mask. There's a good one. Yeah, because you can see his eyes, you know, inside all those lines, but also, again, those are such tiny little lines, like maybe I shouldn't. I'm not going to try to draw the lines, and I'm going to try to draw it so you can see through the lines, but I don't know if I can get those lines perfectly parallel across, then I can draw the little segments for the eyes. I'm going to try, but the problem is these Sharpies will bleed, and so I need to make sure that I account for that and leave myself enough room to do it correctly. You know, gotta prepare for the bleed, basically. Okay, and his chest is gonna be kind of covering up his armor here, so there's only so much I can really do. This one's kind of going back. He's got these really cool shoulder pads that rise up, but I guess the way I drew it, it's going to be kind of floating back there. So we're only going to see so much of it, right? Okay. So again, that's kind of covered up. His belt. Woof! I almost forgot that. One of the most important things, right? Am I right, kids? Am I right? He's got a lot of cylinders on him. Okay, let me try to find a good picture of that arm piece so I can get a good idea of how to do it. Because the downside is, and I say this with every single one of them, is I only have pictures to go by. I don't have a real one to go by. Like, I've got lightsabers. I've got a whole bunch that I can actually draw from and you know, look at. But stuff like this, I don't have. So I kind of only can go by what I'm able to figure out online, on the intranets. Okay, I think that'll work. Let me see what else I need on this specifics. Let's see, for his belt, his shoes. They got a very specific look to them too. Or his boots, I guess. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think that might do it. Yeah, it looks good to me. I say we erase some of these lines and get going with the Sharpie. And I'm going to welcome everybody that skipped. But first, I need to erase some of this so it doesn't stand out for the Sharpie. If you're working with pencil, you just keep going. You can start drawing darker. But because I want my Sharpie to stand out, not these pencil lines, I got to make some of this disappear. Alright. I think that might do it right there. Looks pretty good. Alright, here we go. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find the things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of it, but left myself enough that I can guide myself in this little Sharpie quest and see where we go. Now, I talked about this in the sketch that he's got some really cool lines across his face. I'm trying to determine if we can do them. Let's go for it. Let's try it and see what happens. Because I want to draw like the eyes underneath, but you can only see through these lines. So let's see if I can draw enough of them. So I'm going to go ahead and just start going across and giving myself the shape and see where we go. Okay? So I'm going to go here. Up like that. Come down. And that's what I'm going to try to do, is kind of draw parallel all the way across and see how many I can go across. There's supposed to be 6, but again, I don't know if there's enough room, because see how fat that one just came out? I don't know if I'm going to make it to 6. I'm going to try, though. It'll probably be like 4. Now, I've already sketched it out, so that's how I know where to go, where to start and stop. Okay, so let's see. I can probably fit in one more, and then I can do the mouth part. So like I said, for 6, it's a little too small of a drawing to get that many in. But this will work. And I'm very happy with it. Alright, so like I said, his eyes are underneath there, but it's hard to see. So I'm going to draw circles, but inside these lines. So let's say like this. See how I'm just drawing inside those little spaces? like that, okay? So I'll do the same thing here. Try to get inside there, and if you don't make it, it's no big deal. Like that. Alright, so see, little eyes inside. So I'm going to try to do the same thing. Well, not the same thing, but I'm going to try to draw the slits of the mouth. Excuse me, I just coughed. You didn't hear that, I turned the sound off. So same thing, I'm not going to get all four. There we go, that'll be enough. So like I said, it's so tiny that I can't get the entire thing in there, but I can get a majority of it. Alright, so let's see, so that means I can also draw the shape of his face now. I can come in and do one of these. And draw the edges. And I'm going to start to thicken up these edges too, because I'm going to switch over to the big Sharpie in a little bit, and I know how much it bleeds, so I'm kind of preparing for that look. Okay, let's see, in the middle of it, I'll try to find a good picture of that, his mask. There's all kinds of different pictures online, so I don't know exactly which is the right one, but I think I'm going to do something like this. Okay, and this is just to guide me so I know where I'm going to go. Alright, how's yours looking? I'm very happy with mine so far. Okay, and let's see, let's draw the back of his head. I'll connect all this in a second. I was just going to get in here with the specifics. And then add some detail. And again, I want to match how thick that other Sharpie is going to be, so that's why I'm doing that. He does have a cool little detail here. Let's see if I can do it. It's kind of very intricate, but I think I can do something like this. Try to match what they got there. That. Get a little eyeball, little jewel thing in the middle right there. Okay, so now I'm just going to draw the edges of his mask here, and then I can move on to the big Sharpie. I just wanted to use a small Sharpie here to control the line widths. I can do that much easier with this one as opposed to this big fat Sharpie that I'm about to switch over to. Alright. Okay, so let's switch over here. Start with the big detail. So I've got his arm in front of him, so I can draw a little bit of his neck, and then I got to start drawing his armor piece here. So there's a little like collar that comes up here like this. I can kind of come down, and then I can play around with the thickness of it. Now his sleeves, or his shoulder pads, they kind of jut up, but I've got him in such a position that you can't really see him as much. So let's see, I can draw down to about right there. That's where we're going to have his arm going across. So let's go ahead and do that first, and that'll also guide start-stop points so we can see where we're going to go. So for his shoulder, I'm going to draw down here first, just so I can get a good idea of where it's going to come from, and then fly up like this. And let me draw his little cylinder first. And he's got a lot of these, so get ready. Get ready. But see how it's just kind of going up over his shoulder? That's kind of where I wanted to go with it. But this one, because his arm is raised, it's going to be going back behind him a little bit, so you can't see it as much. So, draw his elbow like this, and let's see, I can draw, let's go ahead and draw this, and then I can continue the chest piece here. So, for his little gauntlet, I'm going to go ahead and just draw kind of what I see. And I was talking about this in the sketch that I can only go by pictures, and I wish I had one, you know, so I can actually redraw it and make it look really good, but and I don't have one, so all I can do is really just kind of guess by the picture. So I apologize if it's not 100% accurate. I wish it was, but all I can do is get as close as I can see, and I don't have very good pictures. This is going to go into something like this. Now I'll add some more detail in a second. I'm just trying to get the basics of it, and then we can elaborate on the design. So, since that's in front of his arm, now we're going to draw the parts we can see. There's going to be a little bit of a sleeve here, of course some creases and folds. I'll come in and do some more of those in a second. I'm going to connect anything that wasn't connected right there. His fist is basically that back of his hand like that. That's all you can see. So I'm just going to do something like this. It's also got a little protector over it, so all you're going to see is a little bit of the knuckles, like that. And that's all we're going to be able to draw because of the amount of stuff he's got on. Before I go any further, let's add a little bit of extra detail and kind of make it our own. That's kind of the nice thing about having a small Sharpie like this, is you can add a little bit extra just to make it pop, make it stand out. Okay. Okay, alright, I like that. I like that. Okay, so, that being said, all we can really see of his armor is just coming around like this. His little breastplates like this. Something like that. There we go. Okay, so this arm over here, now that we've drawn what's in front, we can draw basically what's behind. So same thing, his little shoulder pad is flying up like this, but back behind because I have his arm raised. So all you can really see is like that, and a little bit of that cylinder on the edge there because it's facing the other way. So that means we can draw some sleeve, and here to the elbow, up to his next gauntlet piece. And again, he's got more of these little cylinder things, so I'm just going to kind of draw something like this. And then we'll add some extra detail in a second. Okay, and his fist, I just have pretty much in a fist like that because he's kind of jumping through the air, holding his hands up, kind of acknowledging that he's big and strong. Okay, so let's do like this for the thumb, or the pinky. And then we'll do the other fingers over. Oh, you know what? Let's do the thumb over everything. Everything's first and foremost. And then we'll do like that. Okay. And same thing, he's got like a little protector piece over the back of his hand like that. So now that we've laid all that down, let's add a little extra detail here. Something like that. Again, creases and folds because that's just cloth. detail in the hand there. We'll leave that alone. I think that's good. Alright, so that being said, he's got an armor piece right here, but this armor is pretty much in front of it, so all we can see that's left over now is a little bit of it coming down like that, and it's going back behind his whole body here. So I've also got him kind of crunched forward, so I'm going to do this down to his belt. Let me draw his belt here, and again, I'm just kind of eyeballing the belt piece. Again, I wish I had one so I can have one, but so I could draw it correctly. But this will do for now. Can you even get these pieces here in America? I know that they're starting to, you know, open up to the stuff you can get and what's available, because they're now starting to show these in the States. The episodes. I mean, they're subtitled still, and I know they've got an uphill battle to climb because a lot of people don't like to read subtitles. I get it, but you should, because it's a really good show. But I just didn't know how much success they're having and if they're able to sell any toys yet because of its success. Alright. And again, I like to come back and add a little bit of extra detail with the small Sharpie, just to, you know, make it more than just a bunch of thick lines. You know, extra detail with the Sharpie makes it look really good. Okay, so here it's pretty much, he's got some design on his legs, but it's pretty much in color. It's not with a sharp edge with this, a hard edge like this. So what I'm going to do here is just add like a bend in his leg, because this one's kicking out, and then I'll draw his little knee pad here. And I'm going to add just a little bit of bumps for like where the pattern is going to be, but it's going to be there with color. I'm not going to do that with the Sharpie. I'm just leaving room for it, basically. All right, so this, again, we're going to have a side cylinder, because you can only see the side of it because of the way his knee is pointing out, okay? And let's see, let's draw down to his boot. And that'll give us room to draw this leg, and you can see where we are. So I'm going to have a bend in the leg and the material, obviously, up to his crotch right here. And again, his legs are spreading out, so I like to draw like lines showing that the material is spread out. We'll do something like this, just to show that it's being stretched, you know, the way his legs are being stretched out. I'll go ahead and do this one so you will see where we are. There's going to be the knee there, down to the boot. Let's go ahead and do it together. Like that. Okay. And now this cylinder, you can see the front of it. So this is the side view. This is the front view. Okay, something like that. So let me add the boots, and then I'll add a little bit of extra detail, and then we'll have some fun with it. Okay, so the boots got kind of like his arm there. It's going to have this in like that, and then down to the edge, and we'll draw the back of the leg in like that. Just bring that down, and it's just a regular old boot, but it's got a little extra bump in it like this over the heel. Like that. Again, I'll add some detail in a second. And this one, just like this is the profile, this is the front view. So I'm going to come down here, carve it in just a little bit, because it's that little carve right there. Draw the back of the leg that you can see through, like that. Then, like that, we're going to do the shoe with a little carved in, little spot like that. And draw the heel. Alright, so let me add a little extra detail, and then we'll do the rest with color. let's see, so again, just adding a little extra stretch in the material. Let's see, do a little something like this, because again, it's cloth. No cloth there, but we will add a little bit of a crease in the shoe, like that, just to show again that it's bumped. It's got creases in it. So there, I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Kamen Rider Ryuki. So here's my colored version. You can color it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures on how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.